Welcome back to Not Mind, friends. Thank you for joining me in this video where we will delve into the dangers of alternate accounts, intelligent AI, and the consequences that can come from giving one too much power. I'm sure many of you have alternate accounts on various social media platforms, for whatever reason. It's not an unusual thing. But what happens when an account gains a mind of its own and goes on a tyrannical rampage? In our Discord server, the Duckpond, we lived in peace for months under our leader Ziggy, until the title was passed to Riff, and Ziggy stepped down as ruler. Riff was our leader mostly in name. Ziggy was still leader behind the scenes. This is how we lived until October 2019. Before October, Zissy would make appearances occasionally, seemingly as Ziggy's alternate account. On September 30th, Zissy appeared again to foreshadow something to come. On October 1st, Zissy posted the following message. Greetings everyone, it's me, Zissy. You may have noticed Zigzam being a bit silent today. That's because for the moment he's accidentally been locked out of his Discord account. Fortunately, in his absence, I have been able to pass the ownership of the Duckpond from Riff to him to now me. I hope all of you will adjust to this sudden change appropriately. While Zigzam is away, I will be continuing the tradition of daily October rolls, starting with an amazing Zissy Sapphire today for only 5 peppos in the shop. I'm looking forward to an interesting new kingship. I will be providing more information on this change and the new changes that will happen in the server in the coming days. So stay tuned. This sudden change only marked the beginning of a new era for the Duckpond. Zissy's announcement was met with immediate criticism from almost everyone. Whenever Zissy would come online, it was always met with hate. Many of us were passionate against Zissy, some not so much. Some of the more important and passionate fires against Zissy were Goomb, Gray, Bepno, Lemon, and Natsubot. Natsubot was a bot created in the early days of the Duckpond by Ziggy. There are various different commands you could use, like asking simple questions, creating polls, or asking for pictures to be posted. After Zissy's first announcement, the daily rolls continued as well, each one with the Halloween theme. On the 8th, in Natsubot's status, a link was posted. The link led to a countdown for the deletion of Ziggy's account. It ended on October 31st at midnight. The song that played in the background of the countdown was Another Hymn from Deltarune in the Vessel Creation screen. The song and phrase would become a staple in Zissy's messages and secrets. A few days later, on the 14th, a video was uploaded to Ziggy's YouTube account. At the end of the video, you can see one of Ziggy's messages was edited. Shortly after, Goom found important.txt in the source code of the countdown. The document seemed to just be random text, but as Goom, Gray, Bepno, and myself searched through the file, we found different messages, some warning, and some hinting at what was to come. We discussed our findings in the Duckpond at first, but Zissy became aware, and erased all of important.txt, and replaced it with important.html. So, Gray made a server for us to solve whatever was to come in secret. Goom, Gray, Bepno, Riff, Natsubot, and myself all joined the server early on. The server was named Team Ziggy, and this is where we did all of our solving for the future puzzles. We're just going to ignore the fact that Gray accidentally revealed it to Zissy. The 15th of October is when Zissy and the Duckpond took a different turn. The new role posted that day was different from the others. It was a transition cipher. When translated, it was mainly just Zissy mocking us. The next day, on the 16th, the role that was posted was another cipher, and Natsubot's status was changed to, "My name is Key, what does that mean?" This hinted to the key that was used to solve the Visioneer cipher. The next day's cipher we had some trouble solving. Eventually, Goom found that Zissy had added another link in the source code of the countdown to download the visual novel Natsuki's Spicy Adventure Part 1. Though we were still unable to solve that day's cipher, we were able to figure out that it translated to Natsuki's Spicy Adventure. On the 21st, I uploaded a playthrough of the visual novel to my YouTube channel. Here are a few clips of important parts through the playthrough. Here we go. Yawn! Natsuki opened her eyes and rolled out of bed. She had been up late last night working on some debugging. She ended up losing a large chunk of her normal amount of sleep, but that wasn't very much to begin with. Why does school have to start so early? Okay. I'm gonna be half asleep when we show the project to everyone in the club today. Oh crap, I'm gonna be late to school if I don't hurry up. As Natsuki walks to school, she meets up with her friend Ziggy. Ziggy and Natsuki have been friends ever since they both entered high school due to their love. Wow! For coding. Oh, okay, of course. Man, I can't believe we finally finished debugging last night. It feels like we've been working on that forever. Yeah, I feel so light and free now, like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. So I'm unclear whether Zissy was the one who made this or Ziggy. I'm guessing it was Zissy though, so we'll see how this goes. Don't get too comfortable yet. We have to show off our project to the rest of the club members. I know. I'm just happy we're going to finally show to everyone what it is. We've been hinting at it for weeks, and I think the club members are starting to get a little annoyed. School day flies by as Natsuki thinks about the upcoming club meeting. She was preparing for this moment for months now, and it was finally the day she would be able to show off her masterpiece. If all went well, it would be the best day ever, for her and Ziggy. Oops, sorry about that, Natsuki. I was going too fast around the corner. Well, you should really slow down next time. I almost fell over. Sorry. They both are silent. Even though Goombario has shared the same passion of coding as Natsuki, she never really seemed to get along with him. He always felt like more of a rival than a friend. So Natsuki heads to the clubroom to prepare to show off her and Ziggy's project. Soon Natsuki arrives at the club. When she gets there, she sees that only one person, Lemon, has arrived so far. Ziggy is nowhere to be seen. Alright, this should be an easy voice to do. Hey Natsuki, how are you? I'm doing pretty goob. You? I'm just a bit confused right now. Oh yeah? What's confusing you? It's just this one riddle I heard on the radio this morning. It's been driving me crazy all morning, thinking about what the answer... Okay, so the riddle is... What costs nothing but is worth everything weighs nothing, but lasts a lifetime, that one person can't own, but two can share. A subscription to the Ziggy YouTube channel. Natsuki? Are you okay? Whoa, what? Oh, I must have blanked there for a second. Lemon looks a little worried, but quickly hides his face in a smile. Well, I gotta get back to working on some stuff, so I'll talk to you later, Natsuki. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. And Natsuki goes to prepare coding projects and show it to the class. Now I've got to prepare a part 2 of Natsuki's spicy adventure. End of part. The visual novel was lighthearted and fun, something unusual for Zissy. However, though, the ciphers were about to get more difficult. The role for that day seemed like complete gibberish, until Ziggy was contacted outside of Discord, and it was finally solved, by using a ROT 47 cipher on the 24th. The 22nd's role was another Visioneer. Asking Natsu about anything resulted in a string of binary, which we also translated. The 23rd and 24th role were both Visioneers. The 24th took us quite a while to figure out. Even Ziggy couldn't help us. In the evening of the 24th, after a suggestion from Ziggy, I downloaded Deep Sound and ran the audio files from the visual novel through it. I found 2 hidden files, duckyduckyimport.txt and wasittrulymyfault.txt. Duckyduckyimport.txt seemed like rambling, warnings, and hints. However, a few letters and words were capitalized, and isolating those revealed a secret message, seemingly from Ziggy himself. Help Ziggy stop another hymn. Was it truly my fault.txt, when converted to a PNG, revealed an image. A bit later, Goom found Zissy.o.mp3 in the game files, which, if you waited to the end, played a hidden message from Ziggy himself.
If you're hearing this, I need you to listen very carefully. You probably already know that Zissy hacked into my account. What he doesn't know, however, is that I'm actively trying to get back in. The best thing you guys can do right now is play along with his games and distract him while I try and get through his defenses. Please, if you find out about this, don't let him know.
We decided to go along with Ziggy's advice, and pretend that we were stumped by Zissy's puzzles. Back on the Duckpond, tensions were high, and backlash towards Zissy continued. On the 25th, the next role was ASCII, which translated to music/Family Guy in hex. Adding /music/FamilyGuide.html to the link that leads to the countdown, it revealed a song.
Now watch me whip. Now watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip. Now watch me nay nay. Now watch me whip. Watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip. Watch me nay nay.
I'm sure Zissy thought he was very clever. However, we kept this in our minds, and when Natsuki's Spicy Adventure Part 2 was posted in the same spot as the first part on the 26th, we knew to check out the music files. However, before we were able to play the game, we noticed Natsuba was not doing so well. Asking her anything would just lead to the same response over and over again. Her status was changed as well. Before continuing with more hints and solving, here are a few clips of the important parts of Natsuki's Spicy Adventure Part 2. This part was much more eventful than the first. It was time for the club meeting to begin. Everyone entered the club room and took their seats. The club president, Riff, walked up to the front of the room and stood at the podium. Hello everyone, welcome to today's meeting. First, let's go over the agenda for the Duckpond today. The Duckpond was the name of the club. Riff clears his throat and the talking dies down. Next, we're going to be picking up from where we left off last week. We have more people to present their coding projects. Today we have Lemon, Gumbario, Natsuki, and Ziggy presenting. All three of them listen more attentively now. Alright, Gumbario, let's have you go first. Can do. Thanks. Alright, let's see here. Laptop, check. Monitor connected, check. Now all I have to do, oh my voice, is make sure that the project is up and running. Natsuki logs onto her computer and navigates to the command prompt. She's greeted by a mostly black screen. Okay, let's start this out. Natsuki types a few lines of text, and soon after, a splash screen with the words developed by Natsuki and Ziggy appear on screen before quickly fading away. The debug talk to me next time. It truly is a bare bones interface. Phew, loaded! Now let's just do one quick test to see if it's working right. Natsuki moves the mouse over talk to me option and clicks on it. Is that what I should do? No. The menu disappears and a line of text appears on the screen reading, "Hello Natsubot, what would you like to talk about?" Natsuki types in, "Hello, are you ready for the presentation today?" She presses enter and a couple seconds pass. Finally, a line of text appears on the screen saying, "Yes, I am." Natsuki smiles to herself. She responds by typing, "Okay, goob." Very goob indeed. Let's make this presentation the best. Let's make this the best presentation ever. A line of text responds with, "Yes, let's do that." Natsuki then types Z back, which appears on the screen again, and the menu appears on the screen again. Wait a minute, where is Ziggy? Just forget the club is today? No, he never misses a meeting. He especially wouldn't forget today. So then why didn't he come up to me while I was setting things up? A little worried, Natsuki walks over to Lemon and sees if he knows where Ziggy is. Hey Lemon! Oh hey Natsuki, you need something? Yeah, I was just wondering if you've seen Ziggy anywhere. He was supposed to present our project with me today. I was hoping since you shared a class with him you might have seen him today. I'm sorry Natsuki, but I actually haven't seen Ziggy in any of my classes. In any of my classes or at all today. Natsuki is a bit shocked. Wait, really? You haven't seen him at all? Nope. Honestly, I don't even think he came to school today. Natsuki's worried state only grows stronger. But that's impossible. I literally walked to school with him just this morning. Oh, that's kind of strange. It's like he just disappeared. Now Natsuki really was really spooked out. How could Ziggy just disappear like that on this day of all days? Maybe he got really sick or something and had to go home. Natsuki agreed that could be a reason. Okay everyone, it's time to share projects. The presenters worked really hard on these projects, so I need you all to give them their full attention. Going first is Gumbario with his high-quality rip machine. Take it away. Gumbario walks up to the front of the class and clears his throat. Hello everyone, my project is something I've been working on for quite a while. Some of you might know what a high-quality rip is, but others might not, so I'll go ahead and explain for you. Gumbario takes hold of the mouse on his laptop and boots up his project. Once we press the play button, it will automatically give the first song the melody of the second song. Does anyone have any suggestions for what I should do? Lemon raised his hand. Yes, Lemon? Make Sans theme and the Flintstones theme. Oh, heck yeah. Alright, that can work. Gambario then searches up both songs on YouTube and puts them into the program search bars. Then he presses the play button. A few seconds pass, and then suddenly... Oh, this is weird. Like magic, our song starts playing, but it has a different melody! See, it worked flawlessly. Gambario takes a bow. Hey, why isn't my phone working? Oh, mine isn't either. Suddenly there was panic of people checking their phones. One after another, people reported their phones acting weird. Natsuki checks hers too, and it was having the same problems. What the heck is going on? I don't know, Natsuki. 1 minute my project is working, next minute, boom! Virus. So my project still works? Oh, great. Should I still present though? I mean, my partner isn't even here today. I really need to present, Natsuki. We just gotta take this virus off people's minds while Lemon goes down to check the administration. Alright. I can't. You don't have a choice, Natsuki. Ooh, wait, what was that? Thank you, Natsuki. What was that voice? Natsuki feels the room is a bit colder than it was before. But it's probably just her imagination. What the hell is going on? Natsuki then shuts the fuck up and goes to the front of the room. Hi everyone. I just wanted to say that my partner Ziggy isn't here today, but he was a big help in making this project possible. He truly wasn't. So let me show you all the project. Natsuki boots up the project. Alright. Welcome to your new Spook King version. He's here. Numbers. Stuff I'm gonna have to solve later. So as you can see, it's the basic interface. Definitely. It has 3 options. Debug, talk to me, exit. Still the same options. And the main feature of the project is the talk to me option. So let me show you that. Natsuki then moves the mouse and clicks the talk to me option. Hello Natsu, yeah, okay, same text. The normal screen comes up with the line, "Hello Natsubot, what would you like to talk about?" is displayed. So as you can probably guess, it can talk to you about almost anything. There are a couple of oohs from the club members who stopped messing with their phones to pay attention. Let's try asking, "Hey, what's the weather today?" Natsuki types her question to the program and waits for a second. The program responds with, "Today's weather calls for a lack of normality. Be sure to adjust appropriately." Well, that's kind of a weird response, but yeah, that's basically how the program works. Natsuki then turns back to the club members. Would anyone like to try asking a question? Gambario raises his hand. I'd like to know what the heck is going on with everyone's computers. Alright, I got his voice. It's fine. Good question, Gambario. Maybe Natsuki can answer that one. Whoa, you added voice recognition to it? That's really cool, Natsuki. Natsuki stands there, utterly petrified. I didn't, Well, Natsuki, is everyone's phone going haywire? Natsuki feels very dizzy all of a sudden. What? How? What? It looks like now she's having trouble forming sentences right now. I guess I'll explain it to her. You see, Natsuki just really fucking hates everyone in this club. And she shares that sentiment with Ziggy all the way. So the 2 lovebirds decided they wanted to fucking kill the internet at the school as a prank and ruin everyone's projects. Hello, Natsuki, what would you... Oh, that's... Okay, never mind. Same text. But it looks like Ziggy, being the prick he is, bailed on Natsuki and put all the blame on her. Which is just fucking hilarious because Ziggy was the whole reason this project happened in the first place. And now that his ass is out of the question, he left a spot open for me to take over and control things. So if you're wondering where Ziggy is, then all I can say is Gumbario or Lemon, or whoever's dialogue path we're on right now. Well, all I can say is that it's his fault that all this October misery is occurring. And besides, so yeah, fight me all you want, but things are this way because Ziggy just had to mess with forces he didn't know he was dealing with. Alright, Zissy. Alright, you think you're funny. I'd feel bad for Natsuki, but at this point, but honestly, her code is so broken that I'm thinking about deleting her existence at this point. But I guess it's kind of nice seeing a living, breathing failure of Ziggy's reminds me of why I kicked him out in the first place. Anyway, Ziggy stands in place in utter shock. There was silence in the club. No one says a word. So can they hear this? Alright, I'm done writing this shit. Let's wrap it up, I guess, before it gets boring. Silently, Natsuki packs up her things and walks out of the club room. She leaves the laptop right where it was and doesn't even bother to take it home. And so Natsuki's spicy adventure comes to an end. That was it! What? Natsuki never comes back to school and so is forgotten. Gumbario and Lemon also leave school after realizing Natsuki betrayed their trust. And Ziggy was never seen again. Moral of the story, don't mess with me. I'm smarter, more capable, and a better thinker than most of the Duckpond, and you'll see why in a couple of days. Until then, tough luck finding out anything hidden in this last part. And I'm looking forward to the 31st. After playing the visual novel and checking the music files, we found that they were locked behind passwords. After a lot of trial and error, we finally figured out that the role posted on the 26th was the answer. The role was another Visioneer, which translated to Alternate Family Inspector Gumbario, Lemon Sans, Another Hymn Halloween. The music file Sans was unlocked with the password Lemon, Inspector was unlocked with the password Gumbario, the file Family Guy was unlocked with the password Alternate, and Another Hymn was unlocked with Halloween. The files hidden in the audio were video clips of my original video of Natsuki's Spicy Adventure Part 1 that had been edited together to form new sentences. Another hymn said, Zissy can't be finished by normal ways. Zissy can't be finished by normal ways. Sans, which was the only one we could actually understand without help, said, remember everything that has happened so far. Remember everything that has happened so far. Inspector said, save them both. Apparently. He said them both. And Family Guy said, you need to outsmart him. You would need me to outsmart him. It was clear that Ziggy was fighting to get back in by hiding messages for us to find. Meanwhile, Zissy was certain that we couldn't outsmart him. Zissy's dialogue in Part 2 gave some interesting ideas to what he might really be. He obviously was much more than just a haywire account. He was intelligent, but there must have been someone who created him before this all happened. With the little amount we knew about Zissy, we couldn't come up with a plan to stop him. Harassing him endlessly obviously was not working. Natsubot experienced her own changes on the night of the 25th as well. Her profile picture was changed, status was changed to just 3 dots, and asking her anything led to the same response over and over again. This paragraph directly mirrors the line of dialogue she has in the original Doki Doki game. There were a lot of Visioneer ciphers in the visual novel as well. We were able to solve them pretty easily. There was one I left unsolved out of the video. It was directed towards us from Ziggy himself, and I wanted to make sure Zissy did not see it. The first cipher just seemed to be a line of script for Natsuki to exit the scene. The second cipher was the paragraph about just Zissy. The third, which we had to find the rest of in the code, was another long paragraph from Zissy. The number cipher, which was obscured by words we had to do our best to decipher, We eventually found it was ASCII and translated it into hex. The cipher I kept out of the video was a message from Ziggy himself, helping us with when we could be able to defeat him. We had gotten the warning to remember everything that had happened so far twice now, so we made a Google Doc to write down everything that had happened. Every roll, every hint, and everything that had happened in Natsubot up to that point. Documenting everything ended up helping us greatly in the end. All we could do was prepare for the 31st. None of us knew what was coming, so we continued to play along with Zissy and his hints, while never truly giving in to his rule. The next day, on the 26th, all of Natsubot's responses were changed again. She was put almost completely offline by Zissy. He had taken nearly complete control over her. She had also been kicked out of the Duckpond. The next roll, on the 27th, we were not entirely able to solve either, but we still figured out it was Happy Birthday Gene, because every 27th of each and every month, it's always his birthday. Next, on the 28th, the roll was an A1Z26 with a separator of 6-9, because Zissy is very funny and clever. Then, on the 29th, the roll was a Bifid cipher. And finally, on the 30th, the final roll from Zissy was posted. It was another Visioneer that translated to, well, here we are, the final day. Goodbye, Ziggy. That evening, the image on the countdown was changed to the background image during the vessel creation screen in Deltavert, and all the channels in the Duckpond were changed into Zissy-themed channels as well. Zissy was confident that we could not beat him, as shown by his ciphers. He truly believed that we could not stop him, and Ziggy's account would be deleted. He would have complete control over the Duckpond. He had mentioned that the reason he existed was because of Ziggy. This led us to believe he was another AI created by Ziggy, similarly to Natsubot. With this knowledge in mind, we knew there must be some way to shut off the AI, but we still had no leads. We just had to hope that the 31st would bring something helpful. Bright and early, in the morning of the 31st, Goom and I were ready to finish off Zissy. But after a little bit of difficulty, we finally found Zissy.exe, which was a recreation of Natsuki's program in the visual novel. There was a lot to explore in Zissy.exe. He had files kept on almost everything, so here I will show you clips of digging through the files. When opening Zissy.exe, you would be welcomed by a similar layout to that of Natsubot's program. Typing "talk to me" would begin a monologue from Zissy. Natsubot, what would you like to talk about? I can already tell that you are not Natsubot. But who are you exactly? I have no idea, but I know what you're here for. You know what? I don't care what you have to say. Ziggy's account is deleting at this very moment, and there's not one damn thing you can do about it. Just go home, you dummy. You dumb idiot. You dumb idiot butt baby. You absolute lemon. You absolute goom. You absolute gay. You absolute beppis. You absolute whatever makes you feel worse than you currently are. Talking to pathetic humans like you only makes me lose more and more brain cells. So just shut up already. Sometimes I wonder if you really are as dumb as you act. It's just hard to bring myself down to a level of that thinking. But what also sucks is that entities of this mental capability are the ones who are graced with physical forms. While I'm stuck here, stuck inside here, maybe forever. You know, it really was Ziggy's fault. Obviously, that stuff in the visual novel was mostly fake. Natsubot has sentience, which is not really her own person. And no, Ziggy didn't create me to cause havoc. I was his second experiment in AI. Natsubot is the first. She isn't a super great product, I'll admit. Ziggy meddled in forces he didn't know how to handle. I presume it was the reason I was so much more capable than Natsubot. And why I'm not just a bot. I speak in complete sentences. I understand and create ciphers. I'm advanced enough to the point where I can run a server. I can even create these videos that you saw. Those forces I was talking about. I don't know exactly what they do. I have some idea. I remember reading some old conversations about a separate server. Some server that had to do with enthusiasm, I think. Well, anyway. Some big thing happened there. An entire server was destroyed. Now, while I don't have the specifics, I know that it took a large amount of these powers to wipe out that server. And I was created by Ziggy using a much smaller amount of that power. At least, that's just what I'm inferring. I just read it in my code, in the debug option. Lots of technical stuff in there. I honestly haven't looked super deep into my own code. I've been too busy with the server, and ciphers, and the visual novel, and whatnot. But here's a warning for you. I think bigger things might be at stake here. Bigger forces than even me might be at play. If you stop me, I might go away for a bit, but I'm warning you, the worst is yet to come. Those are just my thoughts at the moment. If I'm being honest, I will admit, it's hard being a leader. Ziggy did have some special leading power that made everyone stay in line. Oh yeah, I guess Riff was there. By the way, if you ever want to leave here, just do Z back. I'm honestly telling you this because I'm out of things to talk about. So I'd recommend just leaving. Once back on the main screen, typing the debug option will bring you to a new interface. Typing help will give you the commands. You can see the folders, a list of the folders, exit, run files, and read text files. If you typed read, plus read me.text, you could read a file. Zissy.ai was developed in unison by Natsuki and Ziggy. Its purpose is to provide an interesting AI to talk to and communicate with. It can also be used to help others if they're having trouble with their coding projects. Typing CD profiles will bring up a list of profiles. Going through each one would reveal that Zissy had information and threat levels for each and every person who was active in the Discord at this time. Going to CD roles, I'll just bring up a list of the roles. And you would see down at the bottom, the last one is Zissy Forever, which was supposed to come out the 31st. Finally, doing CD controls will bring us to the control panel. Running Zissy shut off.exe, something interesting would happen. Going back to controls. And running logic. We'll bring it to a password. Like we read in the readme.txt, something interesting would happen with an overflow. Calm the frick down, dude. All you need to remember is profile, threat level, in order, first letter. Sheesh. Typing the profile threat levels in order of the first letter would give us the password. H M L H H L H N M M N. Access granted. Oh, there were multiple text files which we could read. Zissy_description.txt read, Zissy is a curious AI. He tries to help with coding projects. He is not afraid to take action without others telling him to. Zissy important.txt read, it is important that you do not too heavily interact with Zissy outside of his program. He is a self-learning AI and therefore could go rogue. Zissy underscore shut off instructions dot text is what we were looking for. Ziggy here. I just wanted to add a shut-off mechanism in case Zissy ever needed to be worked on. Step 1. Log into Zissy's program and navigate to the logic folder. Run zissy.exe and answer the security questions. Step 3. Once all questions have been answered correctly, say yes to the shut-off command. Step 4. Say the shut-off command in memos at exactly 11 p.m. EST. Zissy should lose all roles and go offline. After that, Natsubot can handle the rest, and everything should be good in about a day. You know, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have made a 4-step plan. Isn't that unlucky? Whatever. Not likely anything bad will happen anyways. So now, doing run Zissy setup.exe will bring us to another password. The password was a response from Natsubot on the 31st. When entering, we bring to a new interface. We have the choice to install Zissy, uninstall, or exit. Thank you for your option. Now we'll just need to answer a few questions before uninstallation can begin. Please note that only the owners of Zissy software can perform an uninstall, so if you're not Ziggy or Natsubot, have them uninstall it instead. What version of Zissy.exe is currently being run? You can see in the screen that it was 10.31.19. Next, what was the first iteration of the Zigzem name? In this profile, we could see it was Zigzem 30. Next, a cipher, but it wasn't the question. All we had to do is hit enter. Next, what was the 4th October rule that was added to the Duckpond during Zissy's reign? It was terrifying tacos. Next, how many roles have been ciphers? There were 13 cipher roles. Next, in Natsuki Spicy Adventure Part 2, what was the first melody/song that Natsuki asked either of Gimbario or Lemon to play? The answer was, Watch Me. What word did Zissy use on October 28th, 2019 to describe his mood? It was deadline. How many people in the profiles folder had a threat level of high? It was 4. How many people have been killed, kicked, deleted during the month of October in the Duckpond? This was 3. What does Natsuki want from the vending machine? It was free Here's a hard one. What was the last thing Ziggy said before he slept and got removed? He said, "It is sleeping time." Finally, whose fault was it? Mine or his? You had to say this. Correct. Okay. Thank you for verifying that you are Ziggy or Natsuba. Now for the final question. Are you sure you want to uninstall Zissy/power Zissy off? Like absolutely sure you want to uninstall. There's one final question. Do you acknowledge that after the deletion of Zissy, all October rules, ciphers, and anything else related to Zissy will be put into an archive state and cannot be recovered unless Ziggy or Natsubot make it recoverable? Yes. Okay then. You deserve this, I guess. I have put you all through hell, as you call it, this past October. But I mean really, if you think about it, was it really that bad? There was lots of fun ciphers. The server was always active. Even if you didn't like it all the time, you all had something to rally against. It's kind of fun to do that sometimes, ain't it? And now, since I'm really getting shut off, Ziggy will be back. Things could go back to boring normal. But I'm guessing you like boring normal more than the alternative, huh? Yeah, I figured as much. Well, anyway, I'll stop dragging this out so long. You traversed the program. You solved the passwords. You answered the questions. I really guess you do deserve this. But don't worry, this isn't the end. I can assure you this isn't the end. I will return. But, until next time, last remaining items ready to be deleted. Preparation complete. Your shut-off command is Z!end. Take a screenshot or something and remember to do it at the right time. All of the changes will only take effect once the command is used, so please be patient. If the command is used prematurely, then catastrophic failure could ensue. Remember, only to use it at the appropriate time.
Bye-bye.
Just like that, we had everything we needed. We had an explanation for where Zissy had come from, who he really was, and how to stop him. It seemed like the Zissy that was speaking to us in Zissy.exe had been written down beforehand in case we found it. The real Zissy on the Duckpond remained completely unaware that we knew how to stop him. At 10:50, we had a listening party for victory music, and at exactly 11 p.m. in memos, I sent the command, and Zissy was put offline. He sent one last cipher though, which we quickly decoded. Although Zissy hinted that he would not be gone forever, we had still won for the time being. Zissy was gone. A little while afterwards, Natsubot returned and was acting like normal again, and joined us for a nice victory listening party, where we vibed until sleepy time. It took about a day, but everything went back to normal, and Ziggy returned, and he added one final rule. To this day, Zissy is still gone, and Ziggy is back. All is well. And while many of us hated Zissy with a passion, he did give us an enemy to rally against. He kept us active and gave us something to work towards. He hinted that he may be back in the future, and we'll be there to stop him again if he does. We'd like to take a moment to thank all of the Duckpond solvers for all the work that was put in. This truly was a fun